Right, so I just finished up some mods I was doing to my sandblaster from Harbor Freight Tools. Maybe you guys want to listen up and check it out. Some of the stuff I learned from other YouTube channels, and one of them was from the main one that's up there. But I did change some of the stuff that he had, and I watched some of the other ones and I wasn't in agreement with them. Again, you guys can look at those other videos on the other channels and kind of get some ideas from them, and then throw these ideas that I put on mine in there, and then see what you want to do to yours and see what you agree with and what you don't agree with, and go from there. So here's basically what I did to mine. If you notice here, there's a lot more light in here, a lot more light than they originally had. They had a really terrible lighting system, and this glass would get fogged up all the time. So what I did is I actually put in two of these. I bought one of those motion lamp setup from Home Depot, and it has these two fixtures on it, and they're threaded the same as this box, these exterior boxes. So I just stuck them in there and threaded them up, and then pointed them the direction I wanted to go, and put them in place here. And I put boxes here, a box here, and then the other one, of course, has a switch. So you turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Okay, and if you wanted to, another idea you could do is if you were going to run your vacuum, say that you were going to put a vacuum on your platform, you could actually put a plug here and then have it switch power to the plug, so that when you turn it on, it would you could run a little extension cord down to you could easily run your extension cord that comes with your vacuum up to there and put it in there, and then it would keep the cord from laying on the ground and getting tangled up into stuff. I have this vacuum temporarily hooked up for now, but it's my regular vacuum for a lot of things, so it just comes out of here like that. Okay, and you might say, well, how come you have a vacuum hooked to this fancy thing and not just straight to there? Well, apparently if you hook your vacuum up to here, you're in for a nightmare of filter changes on your vacuum, and eventually a lot of people will actually ruin their vacuum because they run it so much and it starts to suck the filter shut, and then it might ruin the vacuum. So I got this little thing for $20 on I got this on eBay. They have other brands, like on Amazon. You look for one, you'll see one in some name brand. I forget what it is, Dirt something or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to remember the name. I can't remember it, but it looks kind of like this one. But I got this one on eBay. It was $20 delivered to my house with the shipping and everything. They charged for shipping on that one. They didn't have a free shipping deal, and that was a buy it now. Didn't have to wait, for a bid or anything like that. So. And then I just went ahead and plumbed it like so. It goes like this. And what it does is it takes the dirt and it spins around in circles so that it doesn't suck it up here from the vacuum. And the vacuum helps to make that cyclone effect. And what it does is the heavy dirt falls to the bottom. And basically clean air comes up out of here. And very little dust or dirt comes up here and goes into the vacuum, so it doesn't plug it up. So that's what that is, that little thing there. And we just took a 5-gallon bucket, took the lid off, cut a hole in the middle of it, put these 3-4 screws on there, and then made it so all the dirt just falls in the 5-gallon bucket, and eventually that accumulates your sand, and you can take that sand, maybe reuse it or whatever you want to do. It might have so much debris in there that you may not want to use it. It's all up to you on that one. So the other thing you notice, it's on wheels. I found a cart. It was actually a cart that was used for clothing, and it was in the back of a store somewhere, and we just took that with the casters. If you didn't want to do that, you could just go get some metal and make it yourself. You can make it out of wood, metal, whatever. I saw another guy who made one out of wood. I didn't like it because when I made it out of metal, I'm more of a metal person, not a wood person. And so I mounted the wheels to that, okay, and then it makes it rollable. So now you can just pick it up, just grab it, and just roll it anywhere in the shop. You can roll it outside. Another guy said that he wanted to caulk all of the corners in his because they give you this foam tape when you put it together. And I didn't really feel like that was necessary because when you have the vacuum on, it's on a negative flow. So I don't think there's going to be very much sand coming out of the cracks. So I'm not really worried about it. I mean, if you were in a really clean room, if you wanted your area to be really clean all the time, you had a really clean shop, and maybe something like that, that might be a good idea. It's up to you on that one. So I think I covered the lighting. Oh, let me show you the biggest mod yet. This is something really important, guys. And one of the issues you'll have, let me turn on the light here. One of the issues, and of course this is grounded too. One of the issues you have is with mine, I've always had with mine, is it picks up sand and it would just clump up in the line. So what was happening is I was constantly getting plug ups in here, and so first of all I couldn't see, I didn't know what was going on. In fact, I just stopped using this thing for a while until I looked up on YouTube and I found someone else who'd done some mods to theirs. So then I just went, well, I'm going to use their mods and I'm going to one up a little bit maybe and do my own. So I was constantly having problems with the sand would suck up through this tube here. It would suck up through the tube and then it would get stuck, you know, like as it would go into the here, and it was constantly plugging up. So the sand was, and it would surge and then it would stop, and then I'd have to put my finger over here, put my finger over the hole and then back flush it. And then constantly I was doing that. And so what this guy did is he made this up. I don't know exactly who it was. There's a few guys on YouTube that did this. And what it is, you sister two tubes together if you don't have this system already. I guess some of them have this, but not mine. Mine just had one tube. And you take the two tubes and sister them together. And this one here brings fresh air in. And so then what you do is you just crimp off the end. Okay, and then here, what's done here on this fresh air tube is you drill all the way through it. So you drill through here, here, so both sides of this tube and one side of this tube. Do not drill all the way through. Okay, only to one side of this tube. And then what it does is when you pull the trigger, it sucks the sand up right here, right? So when you do it now, what it does is suck some air up in with the sand. So what that does is kind of breaks up the sand as it's going up the tube, so it doesn't clump up and clog. And another thing this guy did, I don't know if it's really necessary, but that's a 3/8 hole that we did in there between the two. So it basically, we drilled all the way through it, and then we just took a piece of sheet metal and covered this in and welded it. You could do this with J&B weld if you wanted. All of this, you could sister these two together with J&B weld if you don't have a welder. And then it also has a hole here so it's kind of the effect of, you know, when you drink with a straw and you have a hole in the straw, and it kind of brings up liquid and air at the same time. And you know, it's a little frustrating when you're drinking that way, but for the sand it actually helps it out and kind of evens it out as it goes up through there and makes it so it doesn't plug up as much. Really makes a big difference. So now it's pretty usable. And if you notice, my media is really dirty right now. I need to replace it. So there's a lot of junk in there. So if we do get a plug up when I show you the test on this, I'm going to show you a quick test of this. I'll flip this over. Should get something really rusty and do it. If you want me to do that, I'll post me some comments and say, hey man, show me something really rusty, and I'll do it. Then I'll put another video up. If I get enough comments on that, it tells me that you guys are interested in it. So anyway, sometimes I make a video and nobody watches it, so that's why, you know, I'm careful on what I post. I just post something and then I kind of one up the post, and if some people watch it. So comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff really helps. And it makes me want to make more of them. So anyway, I think I've showed you. So that's the basic mod there. I have a big tube here. I don't know if this is what came with it. I can't remember. What I think we did up this too. I think this is actually, you know what I used on this was a Gates. I know I did because I can see it. That's a green stripe right there, isn't it? Yep. Gates green stripe radiator hose, really thick. And what that does is it doesn't kink. So if you're having issues with your line, your suction line kinking, go to O'Reilly Auto Parts, tell them I want Gates green stripe hose, and they can order it. And it's order, a couple feet of it, and then you use that. It's really thick. I use Gates green stripe hose on my old cars and stuff like that. It's an old trick that you could do. You'd never have to replace your heater hoses again. So anyway, that's what's on there as far as that goes. The regular gun, I think, is what I have in here. And then I don't know if I modified this. Maybe I did. I think I did have to replace this hose as well. And this might be another thing, Gates green stripe 1/2 inch, probably, or 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch air hose. I'm not sure. I think I did upgrade that too, because I think it blew up inside there. So I upgraded the hoses on it. The lighting, I think I went over all that already. These are LED. They're from Amazon. They're only about $17 for 6 of them. So you can use them around your house too. The cheap ones. I didn't get the good, most expensive ones. So anyway, you might want to take off your headphones for a second or turn your volume down. We're going to do a test here. So hold on for a second. I'm going to turn on the vacuum, and we'll get it done. You can see exactly how much. Try and move this in the right place for you. Some guys shorten this hose. You could do that too. I'm getting a plug up right now, and it's because I just shoved it down in the sand. And it's because I have media. I have like stuff in my media. So I'm still getting some plug ups, but I'm confident that this really will work. I got another plug up. I have but at least you can see it. Yeah, I'm getting a few plug ups because of the media needs to be replaced. So you can see it works really well. I mean, it sandblasts pretty fast. It'd be nice if you had a bigger compressor, but I have a 5 horsepower, 60 gallon, I think 17 CFM. So that's not that big a one. It does go through the air though pretty quickly. But yeah, you can see it works really well. And you can see really well in here. And you notice that there's no dust inside here at all. That's one of the things after about a minute of sandblasting in the other one, I couldn't see a damn thing. And then the lighting was terrible. So at least if it does plug up right now, I can throw my finger over it, I can see what's going on and clean it out until I change the media, of course. Once I change the media, I'm 100% sure that it will just work. It's not going to keep plugging up, because I was constantly having plug up issues before. And it was, you'd be thinking it was working and it wasn't. But yeah, with these blasting cabinets, you have to do upgrades. You can't just take it the way it is. You got to kind of put in your own upgrades. The other thing I did is I replaced the gloves. The gloves didn't last but a minute here that I had, and the new gloves I got, they sat around for like 2 years because I wasn't using it, because it worked so shitty. It worked really bad, and so I just was like, so the gloves I put on here, actually, I got these really good high-end ones, and I don't know where I got them from. I can't remember. It wasn't even like eBay or anything. And I got these more expensive ones, and they even crack. So, what do you do? I mean, I don't know. And I just replaced them and put them on here. They fit, no problem. And they're a little bit longer than the other ones, so you can reach all the way across to the other side. So that may be something you want to look into too. But I was going to tell you what I did is I noticed that they started to leak. And then when I used this Mega Black, I'll show you what it is. Well, that's a bummer. I can't find my Mega Black, but I'll tell you what it is. O'Reilly Auto Parts has it. It's called Mega Black, Versachem Mega Black. And you might say, oh, I use the Ultra Black. Well, no, I'm telling you, try the Mega Black. It's way better than the Ultra Black. It's stronger. I've tested it. It's just better in every way. Okay. The Versachem Mega Black is a little bit cheaper than the Ultra Black. If you have a shop account, you can get it for quite a bit less if you know somebody with a shop account. And what we did is we took that and fixed the holes, and we just took some rags and put it over the silicone, and it makes it kind of like a patch, and then it just stays in there. It's very strong. So if your gloves are holey, you can take some Mega Black and a piece of cloth, just coat the back of the cloth with Mega Black and just put it over the holes, let it dry overnight, and it's super strong, and it's on there for, it's real good rubber, real pliable rubber. And that Mega Black is called Versachem Mega Black. Check it out, look online. Versachem Mega Black. I use this stuff all the time. I stopped using Permatex because Versachem is better. It's better in every way. I've tested everything you can possibly test with it. Oil resistance, strength, drying time, everything is just better. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys. That's about it for the upgrades I've done on this. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully it works out. I mean, honestly, I was not using this anymore. I was just going to almost going to sell it on Craigslist because I was so frustrated with it. And now it's absolutely, totally usable and worth every penny that I spent. And it wasn't that much money. I think I probably spent $75 or something like that with everything. And that's because that thing was 20 bucks. But you know, it's totally worth it. I would highly recommend that you do it. If you have one of these cabinets or you're gonna buy one of these, plan on spending that money on doing the mods to make it work right, because then it works perfect. If you don't have those, it's really irritating. The lighting is so bad you can't see anything, and you know, and the cloud in there that you get as soon as you turn it on, you know, and the plug ups and everything, you're just gonna be so frustrated that you're gonna be wanting to do what I did, which is get rid of it. But don't get rid of it. Put the mods on it and you'll be really happy. All right, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.